If you don't travel, you've read only one page. So in 5 years, we did about 22 outlets across the country. Then we had 2 in Dubai as well. Then post-COVID, we shut 10 of them. Imagine I'm a vegetarian and I survived there. Sherlock's actually happened by accident.
Hello and welcome to the Fume Lounge, where we talk about aspirations to inspirations, how dreams can really become reality, where we dive into the juiciest topics with a dash of humor, a sprinkle of insight, and a whole lot of fun. My name is Tuhin. Joining me today is a person who is an engineer, an MBA, who mastered the insurance field, weight loss management, to health beverages, to umpteen other businesses. A crazy business mind who's also heading one of the greatest pub chains of India, Sherlock. Prasad Narasimha. Welcome. How are you doing?
Doing well, Tuhin. Thank you for inviting me.
You know, the first time I heard the name Narasimha was in the movie in which Sunny Deol was there.
Yeah.
Narasimha, and he comes out of the pillar. He's inside the pillar. He breaks the pillar and he comes out. Like, wow. That was the first time I heard Narasimha.
I'm not the one.
You're not the one. But what's with jumping from industry to industry, doing so many businesses?
No, I didn't. So every time, there was a reason why we got into it. And Sherlock's actually happened by accident. That is not planned.
Right.
But everything else got planned, in the sense there was an opportunity to do something. So that's when I got into the other businesses. They are still new compared to Sherlock's, but Sherlock's is the oldest business that I've gone to.
You know, this is what I wanted to ask, and a lot of people have this question: how do you start a business? Because idea to मेरे पास भी बहुत सारे आते हैं.
Yeah.
But then doing a business out of that idea, it doesn't materialize.
Yeah.
How do you materialize the idea which comes in your head?
So I think it's the people you do business with. It's very important.
Right.
And you also have to have planned your finances and budgeting and things in place, and compliances with the government, licensing. And so there are many things which puts a business together. But I think the main thing are the people who put the business together. So you need to be with the right people at the right time.
What was it with you? Because you were in the insurance field, you must be like, एक नया business शुरू करूँगा, I'll already have the insurance, so I don't have to care at all.
No, I had quit insurance in 2013. And 2013, I started a small business with a friend of mine. It was into HR consulting.
Right.
And then we thought it's not scalable. We will sell this. We sold this. And then I was thinking what to do next. And I bumped into the guys from Sherlock's. And that's how the whole story happened.
Okay. How did it happen?
They had this one outlet. And my first meeting was here right now in the ground floor in this building. And I met the founder, Sai. And my cousin had a building in Indranagar. So he said, why don't you open one there?
Right.
That's how the whole story started. We wanted to put up something in, beverage, F&B and stuff. So there was a gym there. They were vacating shortly. So I told my cousin, let's put up a pub.
How sad is that? Gym ki jagah pe, you made a pub.
Actually. So we did that. And that's how the journey with Sherlock started at that point of time. Yeah. And then we expanded. I got into it full time, and along with Sai and the other directors, we built this company to about 22 outlets by 2020. Wow. Yeah. Just during COVID.
It's been 30 years of Sherlock's.
It's 33 years. It's there from 1991. We guys have taken it from 2014. 2015, this outlet was relaunched.
Right.
Yeah. So in 5 years, we did about 22 outlets across the country. Then we had 2 in Dubai as well. Then post-COVID, we shut 10 of them. Right. Now we've added 2 more. So we have 14 outlets now.
I really want to talk about those which you shut in India and the reasons behind it. But what do you bring in a business? Do you bring an idea or do you bring money? Or the source?
you need a lot more than those two. So especially in this business, you need a lot more.
Right.
You need to put many things in place, from your idea of where you want to open the place, how it needs to look, what will be the pricing, and also the licensing, which is a very complex thing in the state. So if you look at that, I handle mostly the compliances. Okay. And whenever there's trouble, I'm called in.
How difficult is the licensing here? Getting the
there
license?
There are no licenses being issued since 92.
Okay.
So you need to shut a place and then reopen a new one if you want to get a license.
Okay, that's the scene.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if I want to open a pub, I have to see if somebody
If
else
something
has
is
the
available
license.
first.
Okay.
Only once it's available, you can, use that to run your place, because that's legally required to start your business.
So Sherlock has the legacy. Like, everybody is like, you said 34 years, 33 years. And it has the legacy that every time somebody's landing in Bangalore, they're like, first we'll go to Sherlock. There have been dates, there have been meeting.
Yeah.
What is that legacy?
We've heard some stories here in this outlet where we're sitting that a lot of people have been patrons for 30 years. And they walk in here and say that they met their wife here, and they had their first beer here, and when they started drinking. So there are a lot of stories like this which come up. Some people have come from the airport with their bags to have a beer and then go home.
Acha.
Yes,
Wow.
just because this nostalgia for them, and that they're surprised the place is still open. So that's the reason we still keep this open and ensure that we're running this.
What other stories do you have? Do you know of someone?
They know a person here is to work. The manager who was working here for almost 20 odd years.
Right.
And we moved him to our Electronic City outlet right now. But he would tell us stories because he would go talk to the customers. Everybody knew him. They have seen him like from 20 years ago. They've seen him now.
Acha.
And that is surprising for them that the place is open and the guy's still there. So he was running the place.
Right.
Yeah. Even when the old owner shut and we took it up and we reopened, he was still the guy. And he still ran it for us.
Any famous personality who have come to Sherlock's and after drinking?
So I can tell you a famous personality linked to the connection today. Rocky Patel's come to my pub.
Okay.
In Skydeck, right? He's come to my pub.
Sponsor alert.
So
Okay.
I think they had a launch of cigar, and post that we called them to our outlet in MG Road.
Okay.
So we had a crazy party after that. So like this, there are things which have happened, but I'm not able to recollect the person as such. Yeah.
Any pub brawls?
So in Skydeck, I've got this guy called Nakul who had come.
Right.
He was acting in a movie called Boys in
Right,
He,
right.
he had come. So we've taken him there in Skydeck.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Any pub brawls you remember?
I do, but not a brawl. We end up controlling it, and because for us it's business.
What happened?
There was somebody who was, quite drunk and was misbehaving.
Okay.
So we had to put him out of the place. This also happened. Mostly all these things happen around my main outlet in MG Road. So.
See, you have traveled to different places in
Right.
India. What is the kind of pub brawl here, the pub fights here? What do people get agitated on as compared to other cities?
So I feel there is no, you cannot define what's a brawl. But I feel anytime a customer comes into your place, all that he wants is a quick drink.
Right.
So the first food and the drink has to be on the table. If you do that, later even if you make a mistake, I think the customer will be calm because
Right.
you've calmed him down already.
Right.
Right. And there are other things which happen nowadays because of, if you allow, we've got different formats, we've got a place like this, which is only for dining.
Huh.
We've got a place where you can dance. We've got a place, where we used to do comedy nights. So we've got multiple formats.
Right.
So whenever you have too many people in small places is when there will be issues. But we have bouncers, we have people who can control this.
Right.
So we ensure that everything's in order within minutes because otherwise it affects the whole audience. So we're very careful about these things.
Nice. I'll come back to the business aspect of it. You have done so many businesses. You have dabbled into weight management. You've dabbled into kombucha.
Yeah.
Then you were into insurance as well.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing. If somebody gets an idea to run a business, how to go about it? A layman comes with a business idea. How do you set up a business for that?
So to tell you, when you invest in a business, you don't invest in the business as such. You invest in the person driving it because people make those businesses. So
like you're a layman. Okay. You get an idea. What will you do now?
Bounce off the idea with the people who can get this executed.
Okay. How do you find those people?
That's called experience.
Right.
So you meet people, you network. So even I worked for close to 13 years in the financial services. So even I remember asking my seniors that why can't I be in your post and why can't I do this? So one of them had actually told me there are many things which you can do which I do. Like hosting a show, maybe you can teach me, I will learn. Maybe running a pub, I can teach you. But dealing with different kinds of people and different situations, is called experience.
Right.
That cannot be taught on a blackboard. You have to go through the drill. So it may take, if you're 2 years older than me or you've done something more than me for 2 years, I'm sure you'll know a little bit more than me about something which I should do or should not do. So that cannot be taught. But any skill can be taught.
Right.
Like I know I can teach somebody to cook or somebody to serve here, but experience is about,
Experience is your experience.
You
your
need to
life.
learn
You
from
can't
that.
teach experience,
Yeah.
of course.
so you'll have to go through the grind.
Right.
And when you fail, sometimes you know what not to do. So
Since we're talking about Sherlock, I'll throw a Sherlock quiz to you.
sure.
Okay, let's see whether you can crack it or not.
Wow.
All right. It's like, okay. We'll say Detective Venkat from Namma Bengaluru. Okay, so Detective Venkat is outside the enemy barracks. And if you want to enter the barracks, you need to crack a code. So he's hiding behind the trees. And one person is going to the gate. The guard would say, 6. So this person answer 3. Okay, goes in. The other person comes in. Other person says, the guard says 12. This person says 6. Goes in. Now the third person comes in and he says 10. And the person answers 5. He shot him. Now tell me what is the right code when the guard says 10. 6, 3, 12, 6, 10 is equal to what? Come on, Sherlock. It's been 33 years.
But for 5, he got shot. So
Yeah. So what's the right answer? If you know the right answer, comment below. Tell me. Okay, I'll say it again for you.
Yeah.
6. Say
It's
6
3. Yeah.
is 3.
Right.
12. 6.
Mm-hmm.
What is 10 equals to if it is not 5?
Okay. 6, I wrote it as 3. And 12 is 6. Okay. So 10 is 3.
10 is 3.
Yeah.
You cracked it. On
Yeah.
that note, I will give you a prize.
Wow.
It's time. It's time to light one.
And get hotter.
Huh?
Thank you.
This is Rocky Patel 60. It is the latest edition.
Wow.
So superb. What kind of cut do you like when you smoke a cigar?
I use the regular one. So
The regular one, okay.
Yeah.
Since it's box pressed, I think
Mhm.
regular one is okay. Otherwise, I go for the V cut.
Yeah?
Or the punch cut.
I don't mind trying it today.
V cut gives you. See, V cut is the quick burner. So
Okay.
if you want to have a quick
I've never
cigar-
tried a V cut actually.
So
Mm.
do the V here.
Okay.
See this. You know this.
Oh.
Look at this view. There we go. There's a lighter. How's the cigar?
It's good. So this was my first cigar actually. The
Okay.
60.
Like the V cut?
I've never tried it. It's the first time.
There's a quick smoke.
Yeah.
Like
So it
if-
burns faster. Or?
So it gives you a nicer draw. It gives you a faster draw. Burns faster. So what kind of cigars do you like?
I don't like the full-bodied ones. I want something which is a little bit lighter. And even I am not too old with cigars. And, I just picked this up maybe a year ago.
I think initially the thing is, if you get a full bodied, it's a surprise for you. And you just want to enjoy the cigar. You want to get into you want to ease into it. So that is why you go for the medium bodied cigars.
Right. So I'm still getting educated, trying new things. So a lot of people travel now. So when they, the new thing which I'm asking them is for cigars, they tell me about new ones which have come. And
you told me a cigar you tried recently. What kind of cigar was that?
It's called the Leaf by Oscar.
The Leaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an amazing cigar.
Okay.
Yeah. I really liked it. I don't know much technical details about that cigar, but it's amazing. Yeah.
What was amazing about it? What was it? The flavor of it, the ease with which you smoked that. What was good about that?
So
cigar?
the flavor and also the feel of the whole experience when you're smoking the cigar. And I ended up smoking the whole cigar in no time. It's a really good one. And also the way it was wrapped. It was in a leaf. You have to untie it.
Right.
Then you get the cigar, which looks like it's been rolled in a leaf, and it's really nice. Yeah.
The cigars which I love these days are Arturo Fuente. I think they're ranked number 1 these days, and recently they were ranked number 1. Oliva Nubs. Oliva Nubs are a delight to smoke. They come with 60 to 64 ring gauge. They are like the third of the cigar. They are this big, 4 inches. And superb to smoke.
I've never tried this. I think I should.
You've never tried?
Put them on my list.
You should try that.
Yeah.
But when do you smoke, and why do you smoke a cigar? Like, what is cigar for you?
So for me, a cigar is an experience. So I don't smoke generally. I don't smoke cigarettes. And I got hooked onto this because of a friend of mine from Rotary who just got me to Cigar Connection one day. And he got me introduced to people. And I started experimenting and got educated about quite a few things because of the exposure there. And I think wherever I travel, also this makes a huge statement. Right. Like I've had conversations.
Showing off your
cigars. I've had conversations with people coming and asking, what cigar is this? Where to get this from? And
right.
So, and who's, I was smoking a Rocky Patel somewhere. So I told them this is this. And they didn't know about it. So I had to tell them, about the whole story. So there have been conversations in different parts of the world when I'm doing this. And I love meeting people. I'm a social guy. So this, enhanced the whole experience of that. And I think it is something which you can be with yourself. You just light a cigar and you can be with it for a couple of hours just by yourself, and you can enjoy the whole thing.
Right.
So for some people it may be meditation, but it's nice. Some people like riding bikes, and I like this. It's good.
Like after a full day work, you need to just sit down, calm your nerves down.
You can just be by yourself and just think about nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Coming back to Sherlocks now, there are 14 Sherlocks across South India.
Right.
And you shut down some of the outlets in north of India, Ludhiana, Noida,
yes,
Chandigarh. These places you shut down. वहाँ क्यों? उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा था Sherlock क्या होता है?
No, see, what big thing happened is COVID. During COVID, the whole F&B industry went through a huge turmoil, right? We were not supported in any way by any agency or anything, right? So COVID, they just told us to shut down. And we were not completely shut down as such. For some months we were shut down. Some months we had limited operations. They said you can open till 5 p.m.
Right.
Then they said you can open till 9 p.m.
Lot of limitations
so
in that area.
I cannot call an employee and tell him that please come and work for 3 hours. I'll pay you this much salary. Right? My overheads are the same. My rentals are the same. And so it didn't make sense for us to keep things open when they were shut. So also one good thing COVID did was we looked at it from a business perspective. We were more emotionally attached to our outlets. And we thought some months which are not doing well, we will need to take a call. Otherwise, it's like, riding a white elephant. It just keeps burning your money. So we also had outlets in Dubai, which the contract ended during COVID.
Okay.
So we didn't renew the contract, but it's still run in our brand name, but we don't run it.
You have got 84 investors. That's what I learned.
Many.
More than 84
So it's
investors?
a very complex structure. The holding company has 80, 90 people. But every time when we open a franchise or an outlet,
Right.
he may have multiple partners, right? So
Okay.
if you keep adding all that, everybody says I'm an owner, which is damn good. Automatically your business work happens on word of mouth.
Yeah.
And so it's very complex. So the brand is owned by X number of people. But right now we are trying to, balance the whole thing. So I think it's just to ensure that all the outlets are open now. You asked why we shut. We shut the ones which are not doing well. And also the ones we thought will not do well. But now the outlets that are there are all, profitable. So that's the reason we kept these outlets.
So it's been 33 years of
Of
Sherlock,
the brand, yeah.
of the brand. How much do you innovate? You've got 14 outlets now in South of India. How much do you innovate?
So if I can tell you as a brand, I think, have you seen any of my outlets other than this one?
I have.
You've been to, which outlet have you been to?
I've been to the MG Road one
Okay.
and couple of more. Yeah, I've seen
So to
that.
give you a small thing of how we innovate. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to be the neighborhood pub. I go into some neighborhood, I become that neighborhood, whatever that neighborhood requires. So we don't have a standard format in terms of the menu or the price. The only standard thing is the Sherlock's face and a telephone booth outside.
Okay.
Okay. If you go to my Yelahanka outlet, we sell ragi mudde, tatte idli paddu in a pub.
Right.
If you come to JP Nagar, I sell a different menu.
Okay.
And if you come to Fraser Town, I don't, sell pork here.
Ah.
Okay. We become very localized to what the people around here think and feel, and they're happy about it. So I tell people, you want to drink somewhere after you're home, this should be the place. I'm not a nightclub. I'm not a bar. I'm just above average. And I want that segment of people.
So not much of innovation
Innovation, if you see,
food
is
as such, because you see
in
around.
food, yes. So when you look at Yelahanka as an outlet, we do 60% food sales because it's more a restaurant.
Right.
So every month there's an innovation in the way the menu is structured.
Right.
So what we do is we drive this whole thing based on what the customer wants. So normally, if you look at places which are run, you look at what if the chef makes well, and put that across on the menu and sell it to people. We try and take data from our sales and stuff, and if something is not selling, we move it out of our. So we do things like that. If you look at innovation, we come up with new products for South Indian food and stuff in Yelahanka. So if you're looking at this place, we do a lot of steak and burgers and stuff like that. So if you innovate in our food, should also customers are price sensitive.
Right.
So because I'm not a nightclub or I'm not a very high end place when it comes to for you to come and drink, right? My positioning is that.
So that's the question. If you try to innovate, how receptive is the audience?
They are, as long as they feel there is value for money.
Right.
So every customer who comes in, he may come in whatever form here, but he needs a deal, right? For
Right.
example, he should feel that whatever he's getting is actually got the value.
You can put as much nitrogen you want, liquid nitrogen you want, make it Fume or whatever.
I don't think that will work for 30 years.
Ah.
It will last till the gas lasts, right? So you cannot be innovative and keep selling that for a long time until you innovate something else.
Right.
And if I'm paying X amount for a cocktail, it needs to have some kind of a value in that. So we are trying to sell something which is above average in terms of pricing. So if you go to my tap room, it's a different experience.
Right.
We've got a huge 17,000 square foot space
Hmm.
all across, and Skydeck is more an event space. We've got and food is really innovated in Skydeck.
Right.
He comes up with something called puliogre balls. He's made something like a aloo bonda with puliogre inside.
Wow.
Okay, if you
Wow.
talk about innovation, something like that they do, where the costing doesn't go up much also. Because finally, if we make something, who pays for it?
Right.
It's the customer. So we have to ensure that the customer is happy about what he's paying for.
How much food wastage is there? Is there food wastage?
Not much. When you start a place, there'll be a little bit of wastage. But
Yeah.
as and when you start progressing, these guys are very experienced. The people whom we hire they've worked in multiple restaurants and they work on a lot of the way the customers order, and we have a lot of data which comes in. So the CEOs of each place take up a role of seeing how much has to be ordered, how much has to be cooked, depending on our sales. And we have a lot of data, which today we have a lot of data to
Right.
actually sit on and work, because of which wastage has come down in a big way. Yeah. So it's not much at all.
But what about the competition? There are pubs coming up every second day, every second weekend. There's a pub which is coming up. Is there a competition for you, or you're like, okay, aane do?
Which is okay. So I cannot see, anybody in the F&B space is a competition, but I think the more the merrier, right? If you look at the mortality of this business, a lot of places cannot sustain it beyond a particular time, because finally we are in business. If it's not sustainable, you cannot last there long, right? Someday you will take a call. So I think it'll naturally take its own course. And COVID did that to many people. You must have heard that a lot of restaurants shut down, a lot of people wound up, including we shut 10 outlets, right? So a lot of people actually shut their outlets because there's not much they can do. If there are, shut for 6 months, your overheads are there and you still have to pay your bills and your revenue becomes zero. So if you don't do well, that outlet will end up being in that space and naturally die, right? So, yeah.
So do you have that sense that if a new pub is coming, do you have the sense to say that this won't last long? This pub won't last long, or this business won't last long?
I don't think so. We don't think about it that way. Like if you're taking an area like Kamanalli, I think in a single road, you have every restaurant. Some work, some don't work. So if you ask me really, the secret sauce to success in this business, there is none.
Okay.
You may make the best food, you may hire the best people, take the best furniture, people may not buy.
Okay.
Right? So I'm saying it is about the whole, experience you create and where you position yourself. I cannot be everybody.
Right.
I cannot be the best night place in Bangalore, right? So I cannot be a local bar also. So I'm positioning myself and sticking to that. And that is working well for us. So,
what about what is fitness for you?
It's very important. So I used to be, a sports person, and I think being healthy is very important.
You were a gymnast, right?
I was, yeah.
You would do all the flips and back flips and everything.
Used to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing now?
Nothing now.
Okay.
I can still stand on my hands and walk.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I can.
That Akshay Kumar walk.
I can.
That's so cool, man.
I can.
So what do you have to say about fitness, about sports and about gym, since you are into the weight management?
It's weight management is a weight loss company. I've taken a franchise of one of the firms called ProGen.
No, my question is fitness for you.
Fitness, okay.
Since you're running everything, you have ran weight management companies as well. So what is fitness for you? You have seen it all.
It is definitely a very important part of my life. Because I think fitness and healthcare are something which is going to stay here forever. And as a personally for me, it makes a big difference to be fit. And defining fitness is, I feel, as long as you can do what you're doing, healthy way with everything being in moderation, it is good to be fit. And gyms and stuff, there are multiple ways to do it. Like some people play squash or tennis, and so whatever works for you is fitness. There should be some physical activity which you have to do, and you can choose what you want to do.
It's not necessary that you have the hourglass body, but if you're active, it is good.
Yeah, fitness is not having an hourglass body according to me. I think fitness is being healthy, physically fit, doing whatever you want to do. You want to go play squash, you should be able to. So otherwise, you get yourself in shape that you can do that.
The big question will come now that since we're talking about fitness and we're smoking a cigar, how do you see the two together?
So I read a lot about it. More than that, I'm not a smoker. So this is the first time I did a cigar was when I smoked something, right? So if you're looking at from that perspective, yes, it has some health hazards. It is tobacco, right? As I told you, I think you choose your moderation and you do it in moderation, it should be okay. You need to have some vice, come on. This gives me
this is your vice.
This gives me a good experience and I'm doing it. So,
do you have jokes? Do you crack jokes?
Not much.
You don't?
Not much.
Okay, I'll crack a joke for you then. Since we're talking about a pub and we're talking about bars. So this guy who walks inside the bar and he's got a big body and small head.
Okay.
So the bar guy is like, how come you have a huge body and small head? And he was like, okay, I'll tell you the story. There's a big story behind it. You'll have to give me a beer first. Give me a beer. So Ray takes a beer. He was like, listen, I was in the jungle and I found a frog. The frog was like, please save me. And if you kiss me, I will grant you 3 wishes.
Hmm.
And he said, okay, what's there? He takes the frog, kisses the frog. Now, frog turns into a super amazing, beautiful lady who's a genie as well. So she's like, okay, tell me what you want to, tell me your 3 wishes. He was like, okay, my first wish is I want a very good body. Okay. So she's like, okay, wish granted. You got a good body. The second thing, he was like, I want to make love to you. And she was like, okay, granted. And they make like amazing, smashing love for like hours. They made love, and when he got tired, he's just lying on the ground, on the grass. And there she comes again. Okay, do you know you still have 1 wish left? So he was like, how about a little head?
That's a good one.
That's how he got a little head. You like the joke? You like the joke? Yeah. You understood the joke, right?
It's a good one.
The boys are shying away, man.
Why?
I don't know. Normally they say never stub a cigar. You
Yeah.
keep it and it should stub on its own, and you
Yeah.
should know when.
It just fell on its own, no? So
That's okay. Like I got a nicer one. Good burn. How's the Gen Z? How's the Gen Z looking? The new age which is
very
coming up.
different.
Very different. How is it different?
So if like I grew up in Bangalore. Bangalore was known as the pub capital of India, right? So it had so many pubs long back. And I used to work in my insurance space and stuff. So we would end up meeting friends mostly in pubs. There were not so many coffee shops and stuff. And we were not having coffee.
Right.
So we would meet up somewhere. So the culture of Bangalore was such that when you enter a place, you knew everybody. You knew the bartenders, the waiters, and the managers, and it used to be a whole family as such. That is missing in today's, the whole.
Which is
picture.
missing right now.
That is missing in Bangalore today.
Is it because Bangalore has branched out?
Bangalore has
much?
become more nuclear. So earlier, I used to be from South Bangalore. For anything I have to do to chill out and party, I have to come to Brigade Road. Today, every area's got its own things. They have their own malls, their F&B outlets, pubs.
Yeah.
So people end up staying. Like today, if you want to come from Whitefield to MG Road, you will think twice.
It's like a joint family which has gotten into a nuclear family now. Initially, everybody was together around CBD.
True.
And now since they have branched out.
And there's a market for everything. The Gen Z spends well. And the parents are okay with that.
Okay.
So if you're looking at it, I think there's a market for everything depending on what experience you give them.
Their billing is bigger than their parents?
Maybe. May not be in my place as such, but generally, there are so many options in Bangalore, as I said.
Right.
At different strata of society, you have all options. So I've seen people spend a lot of money.
And they're too much into themselves. Don't want to.
They're more into external validation.
Yeah.
Post something and wait for likes. So the older ones are just, live with that experience yourself and in that way.
What's the wildest business idea you have ever got? You like, or fir kiya nahi?
No, I had a friend who was a dentist who once told me he wanted to put up a zoo somewhere in Murdeshwar, near Mangalore. So we were still working that time. And I told him, are you weird? What's wrong with you? So that's one of the weirdest ideas I've heard of. But he's a dentist today.
He's another animal today, breaking all the teeth. People are scared of. But you never had a wildest, wackiest business idea.
So see,
ye
my younger days, it was mostly to get into your engineering, get a good job, and we were very focused on because we had to make our own lives.
Right.
So it was very serious and education driven and things like that.
Right.
But once I started moving around, seeing different places, and that's when I opened up to different things. If you look at my family, I'm the only entrepreneur maybe.
Okay.
Everybody's working in corporate jobs, and
Okay.
so it's a very different thing for them to actually accept. But I had to do it because I I had the thing that we'll pull it off.
What's your favorite 5 destinations? India, abroad, wherever.
So in the recent last 3 years, I've been exploring a lot of the Northeast.
Okay.
That is like, if you ask me what are the top 5 destinations, because of different reasons, maybe my number 1 destination is Thailand.
Okay.
Okay, it's very close to India,
Right.
very affordable,
And you're content.
and the most hospitable place. Like
Of course.
your value for money is amazing. And Thailand is not just what the touristy Thailand you see.
Yeah.
Every time you go, you see a new place.
Right.
You should go explore different places there.
We went to Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai.
I've done all that.
Oh, beautiful
Chiang Mai
places.
is so beautiful, right?
It is beautiful.
So I was in Chiang Mai last year
Huh.
and with a bunch of golfing friends. So Chiang Mai looked to me like a very old Amsterdam with the canals in between. And so I never knew Thailand had that side of it, right? So until you see it.
Right.
So I've even been to some place called Kanchanburi, where there was a tiger temple before.
Okay.
So
There's a tiger temple.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is closed now. There was some issue there. They were drugging the animals and things
Right.
like that. So I've been there. And there's also a bridge on the way, the bridge on the river Koi. The movie was made because of that. There was some World War bridge. So a lot of things you can explore beyond just your Bangkok and Pattaya.
Yeah.
So in that way, it's amazing, and you can travel and very safe.
Right.
I've traveled in trains, in buses, in all possible ways in Thailand.
But the food is amazing there.
Yeah. So
I think for our palate, we love that food.
imagine I'm a vegetarian and I survive there. Right?
they have a lot of
I still
vegetarian
have
options.
food on the street, which I like.
What are the other places you like?
I like Bali.
Okay.
Then other place I loved is Scotland.
Okay.
I've gone to this place called Loch Ness, Inverness. It's like the extreme
Right.
end of Scotland,
Okay.
and it's beautiful.
Where you have the Highland.
The Highlands.
Yeah.
So I've gone to so many distilleries, the malt whiskey places.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
There's one distillery called Highland Park, and they say it's very difficult to reach there because if you want to go there, it's so windy, so you have to plan the waterway or the airway accordingly. So it's very difficult to reach.
So I went to this place called Drumna Dorchet,
Okay.
somewhere there in the Highlands.
Ah.
And guess how difficult it is to go there? But there was a Gujarati restaurant.
Gujaratis can reach everywhere. So are we.
So Indians are all over the
Yeah,
place.
Indians are all over
Yeah.
the place. Yeah. Where there is business, we'll be there.
Yeah. So that's one. Then the other place I want to see now, I'm not gone still, is Malta. I plan to go
Okay.
there. Yeah.
But
I'm
there's
exploring-
a lot of Malta in the market you can buy then and take the juice out.
Yeah. So I love traveling because I think it teaches you a lot and opens up your mind to many possibilities and many cultures. And I think
What have you learned from your travel? Have you applied it in your business?
like I said, that's experience, right?
Right.
So your life is like a book. If you don't travel, you've read only one page.
Wow. तालियां होनी चाहिए यहाँ पे. That's nice way to put it.
So I do travel with family and I travel with a bunch of friends. I travel with my cousins at the end of December. So I ensure that every 2-3 months I have somewhere to go.
Right.
And I explore new places.
Right.
There are some beautiful places 3-4 hours from Bangalore. Unknown places which are so beautiful.
But you should travel. My parents are like, and a lot of other people are like, India, where there are so many things to see.
Right.
We haven't seen. Okay, understood. But once you get out of the country, you learn a lot of things. You learn how to go around
Right.
with your life, how to look for food, how to buy food in different currency. Okay, you do the conversion as well. You see different cultures, different music. We'll talk about music. You're a rock band singer as well.
I used to. I used to do.
You don't sing now?
I do. Singing, I can sing anytime, but I don't have a band right now. So they're all over the place.
Okay.
So
Who's your favorite singer or the band?
U2.
U2.
Yeah.
Wow, Bono.
Bono.
Ah,
So I went for his show in Mumbai also. So
Okay.
it's like, yeah. Now I like Coldplay. So.
have you attended any of Coldplay shows?
No, I couldn't. We didn't get tickets. This time it was in Singapore and Thailand.
Yes.
So what I didn't plan in advance.
What about Taylor Swift?
I listen to her, but I still love to see rock bands. They have energy on the stage. But I heard Taylor Swift is amazing. no?
Taylor Swift is crazy right now. She is a case study right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a course on her in Cambridge University.
Wow.
the case study of Taylor Swift.
If you've seen, even music is evolved, right?
Yes.
It's in Bangalore. There used to be places where they play only rock music. Before means we grew up in those pubs, because there was a culture which is being built.
Right.
Today, there's many different. So if you ask me, though I like rock and classic rock and stuff, but I listen to all kinds of music,
Okay.
all kinds, including classical sometimes.
So why don't you sing a song for us then?
Who's your
One of-
favorite band?
See, I started off with Beatles, Carpenters, and then moved to Bon Jovi, GNR, AC/DC, Aerosmith, all these people.
Okay.
The real rockers, when they were writing everything about life, everything about love, heartbreaks, and experimenting a lot, like Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody is a big experiment. It's a 6.5 minute song.
Right.
I saw the movie and I got to know that that song was not allowed on radio because it was so long.
Yeah.
And once it was played, everybody wanted that song. It was a mix of 5 forms of singing. Any song.
Do you like Pink Floyd?
Go for it.
So there's a song called "Wish You Were Here." Have
Wish
you
You Were
heard it?
Here.
Yeah. I can sing maybe 2-3 lines.
Go for it.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell the green fields from a cold steel rail, the smile from a well? Do you think you can tell?
Down, down, down.
Okay. So I can sing a little, yeah.
Nice. Your voice changes, man. You have a reverb in your voice.
Yeah. So I can do Bon Jovi, GNR, Bryan Adams.
Okay, sing a Bon Jovi song because I find it very difficult.
Romeo's bleeding. You can't see his blood. There's nothing but some feelings. This old dog kicked up. It's been raining since you left me. Now I'm drowning in the flood. You see, I've always been a fighter. Without you, I give up.
Sing the next part.
I can sing a love song like the way it's meant to be. Yeah, I guess I'm not that good anymore.
It is awesome, man. It's awesome. I love the way the voice changes.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of bass and Farhan Akhtar.
So music and travel was my addiction actually.
What are your 3 tips to people who travel?
I think you should go with the flow. I normally don't plan my travels in detail. Like we went to Bali last year, we didn't have a plan. So we just landed there. A friend lost his phone and it took us to different places after that.
Oh, that has happened with us.
Yeah. So I think that is the best part, and you should try to understand the local culture and
Right.
try and see what actually happens there. Because see, if you want to do the same thing you do here, you can do it in your room. Right?
But tell me 3 things. 1, 2, 3. These 3 things keep in mind when you travel.
One is, I think, be on your guard. Depending on, because most touristy places have scams.
Right.
So you need to be careful about it. Second, choose your destinations wisely, because it depends on what you want to do. Whether you like the hills, you like the beach, or you like culture. You need to plan on why are you going on this holiday. If you want to relax, you can go anywhere. But I'm saying you need to plan what is that you want to get out of this at that point of time, right? Otherwise, every destination is good. You were saying you need to travel abroad. So I think the third thing is you can explore a lot within this country.
Right.
So to give you some thing which I saw in Sikkim, you're asking me destinations. I love Sikkim also.
Right.
I've covered the whole part of it. So it is plastic free.
Okay.
It is super clean compared to any other place. And you'll think you're in Switzerland or something.
Wow.
It's out of this place and very affordable and safe.
Sikkim is the next destination everybody should go to. Don't go in a bunch. Go one by one. Don't crowd it. Otherwise, they'll be like, hello.
It's a beautiful place. So I'm saying for traveling, you need to, if you ask me about when I started my journey with entrepreneurship, when I quit my job, I went off backpacking for a month.
Acha.
So I was seeing, I met a Japanese guy in that time in Thailand. So he gave me a different insight to what life is about.
Oh, you found one of
in
those.
a bar actually. So,
One of those persons when you're traveling, somebody will give you insight on the life.
not like that. Generally, he was saying the Japanese live with minimalistic things. So he said you go back home and put all the things you bought on your bed. See the things you haven't used in the last 3 months. That's all the effort you put to buy and earn the money to buy those things, and you don't use them anymore. You don't need them.
Wow.
So I'm saying that's something which was a superb insight. I don't forget that.
Like everybody should do this
We-
once in 6 months. Take out all your things on bed, and especially the ladies when they say, "I don't have anything to wear," and there are like zillion clothes inside.
No, I feel we get dragged away by too many things, peer pressure, with many things. Like somebody bought
Right.
something, you would like to.
You
The
also
first thing
want
what
to
do they say in this country is go buy a house, buy a car, and so which is fine, but you end up buying many things which you may not need.
Right.
And you said bank balance, so I think if you don't buy, you'll have a bank balance.
I think if my wife hear this, I buy a lot of action figures, and I don't know why. I find them beautiful. I just pick them up, put them in the shelf. There are some which are state of the art things. I keep them inside, take them out, click pictures, put them back again. But spend good amount of money on that.
So it doesn't mean you don't spend, right? But you
Yeah.
spend on things which make sense to you, which gets you what you want. Like even I love shopping.
Right.
Though I'm telling you all this, I love to go buy things for myself, and
Right.
it's retail therapy,
So these days, a lot of people are into plant-based protein.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good, or it's the new innovation?
It's been there. It's so if you look at the weight loss company, which I have a franchise, these guys manufacture high value protein, and they're all from natural sources. So it's been there, I think, and they had this company, I think, from 17 years across Europe and US. Now they've started here, they're opening clinics across the place. So I think it has been there. There was not much information before. Now there's a lot of people have access to everything on their phones, right? So people don't move out of the rooms at all. They get everything on their phone. So
Right.
there's a lot to read.
Hmm.
So people have a lot of information today. So because of which it's marketed well, people understand it, but you don't know whether it's right, wrong, because there is science behind it. And you need professional advice for anything you do. Like, why do you go to an architect or a chartered accountant, right? Because he's good at it. Yes,
Right.
we can build our own house. So when you do something with your health, please take professional advice, because you're playing with your body otherwise.
Right.
Taking too many supplements, you need somebody who understands this, knows it, who's a professional who can guide you.
Don't be just like you want to build body. आज मैंने ये पिया, ये खाया, creatine, protein, सब खा पी के.
How do you know it works on you?
Yeah.
There is no evidence, there's no medical paper. So why do you go to an experienced doctor? The probability of him doing wrong things is very less.
Right.
So it's better to take professional help when you want to do anything, especially with your body.
And you need to find the right professional person for that.
Yes.
Well, that's Prasad Narasimha on the Fume Lounge. Did you enjoy the lounge?
Oh, lovely. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for giving your time. And enjoy cigars.
Thank you. Thanks, Tuhin. And the cigars, I have to mention this guy called Prithvi who put me into cigars. So thanks to him.
The sound guy.
Yeah, the sound guy.
The sound
Oh,
guy. That's what we call him. The sound guy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. और बच्चन साहब के तरह how he finishes the thing is बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपके साथ बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगा. नमस्कार, अगले एपिसोड में दोबारा मिलेंगे.
Thank you so much.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.